Hey everyone, another day of devotions. A great way to start off your morning is in God's Word, and that's what we do. So, quick prayer. All right, this is simple. God, if you have something to say, we're listening. Here's a quick question for you. Have you ever walked away from a fight that you know you could win? Now, a lot of people might be listening like, I've never been in a situation where I've needed to get into a fight. Well, I'm from Buffalo, so I've been in one or two. And there's been one or two that I walked away from knowing that I could win. I was the bigger man. And then there's some that I walked away from kind of a little bit out of fear. Now, when anyone ever says, like when I was growing up, hey, be the bigger man. Be the bigger man doesn't mean you're walking away from every little thing. Being the bigger man is like knowing that you are the bigger man. Like it's like poking like a big bear. Like if the bear walks away, it's because he knows, you know what, if I get into this fight, I'm going to rip this guy apart. So, let's take a look at today's verse. If it's possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. So let me read it again. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. And that's not an easy thing to do. Because here's the thing, it puts the accountability on us. It puts the responsibility on us. As far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Sometimes it's really hard to live at peace with people. There's some people who just love to argue, and most of those people you can find on Facebook. They love to argue, they love to stir the pot, they know you disagree or you have a different opinion, point of view, and they like to get that going. Now here's the thing, while that may be the way they do things, as far as it depends on you, you don't have to. Now, engaging in controversy doesn't mean that you're not living at peace with them. Living at peace with someone, from my perspective, and from what I've read, is being able to, at the end of the day, still be willing to have coffee with someone. Now, that's maybe not the theological answer, but it's the practical one. That you may disagree with someone, you may have passionate disagreements, you may have very specific disagreements, but at the end of the day, you're still willing to get a cup of coffee with them and talk about other things that you probably do agree with. Because you're a nice, normal person and you want to get along. You want to be at peace with people. Not everyone's like that. Some people, they want to argue. They're toxic. They want to change your mind. If they can't change your mind, they want to just make everything difficult for you. I get that. Here's the thing. My mind is changed on very few things. It's changed a lot from 18 to 25 and 25 to 35. It's changed, a little bit. And I don't see a whole lot of huge changes. I've spent time kind of figuring out what I believe about things and learning about stuff. And, I'm not speaking or living out of a place of ignorance. But when I'm in an argument, I still want to live at peace with people. So I'm willing to disagree. And you should be too. Fight through what you believe. Like have a stance. Like have an ethic. Like know what you're about, and hold true to that. Not just like in like the political sphere, or the social sphere, which I think that is more in the biblical sphere. Know what you believe about God. Know what you believe about the Bible. Know what you believe about Jesus. Know what you believe about these things. And if someone says, man, I don't believe that. I think that God is dead. I don't think he's real. Like it's a Nietzsche fan. I don't think he's real. I think he's gone. Or, I think he's left and, he's just gone and he's doing his own thing. And, that's just, he's no longer present in the everyday working of the earth. Oh, okay. You believe that, I believe something different. I think he's actually actively involved. I think he listens to our prayers and he answers them. And I think sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no, and sometimes the answer is not yet. That's what I believe. I believe that his son, Jesus, came to earth, he died. And he died a servant's death. He died as a thief on the cross. And he rose to life 3 days later, and he's one day coming back to raise the living and the dead and bring everyone back to heaven with him. It's going to be great. You should be there. And they'll look at you and be like, that's crazy. I don't believe that. Okay, good. Because as long as it's up to you, live at peace with people when you can. Now, that's not always easy. Some of the things in the Bible aren't easy. This is probably one of the most difficult things, especially in the culture we're living in today. Let me give you this encouragement. All the situations you've experienced with that tough friend, that difficult family member person, Jesus experienced those things. Brothers that didn't believe in him, a mom that was kind of skeptical at some points, a dad that wasn't really around near the end. We don't really see him representing the Bible at all near the end. Even disciples who saw him do a bunch of stuff and they still were like, I don't know what he's talking about. Like they didn't understand what he was saying all the time. Pharisees are always trying to catch him in a trap. People that lied about him eventually sent him to his own death, and he knew all those things were going to happen, sure. But the things you experience, he's experienced too. That's what makes him worth following, worth worshiping. So, think about that. Think of how you can be responsible for your heart, your perspective, your attitude when it comes to things like that. I hope you guys have a great day, R12. We love you. We'll see you later.